thoughts evolve into you know much more with much more clarity and just being conscious of like who you are and what you're doing in life is a beautiful thing. I think now that I'm home, there's such a is our plates are so full with all these different commitments and responsibilities and so on, and we have to find time for ourselves. If that means just doing nothing, turning off your phone, maybe taking a nap. Like every single moment doesn't have to be filled with some activity to sort of give you some kind of significance or value. Like I think the value is in maybe some meditation and just relaxation. Um, so yeah, there's a lot of things that happen in prison that are still happening here on the outside.
What about like visitation?
Yeah, bro. You know what? Visitation. In my case, visitation. If you have to apply to visit someone in prison, so my sisters come to visit me. My brother came a few times. My dad, when he was alive, he visited me. My mom visited me a few times. So there were some friends who also came, but I mean, visits are the best, man. You go there, and you disconnect from the prison vibe, the prison, mundane every day sort of looks the same as the next, and you're out there and you're hearing stories about the family and even about the drive up there. I have a 24-year-old son, and he would come visit me as well. His grandparents would come, Delia and Ted, who were great people. They would drive him up there, and so we would hang out. And so, yeah, I think visits are something that, sadly, a lot of people don't get because if you're from LA, they have you housed in Northern California, so it's really hard to kind of get there. For those who are fortunate enough to get a visit, I mean, talk about like, sort of the best experience ever, man.
And so like in the movies and stuff, you know how they have like that telephone thing? Is that what they do, or?
Yeah, no, they don't. Even a telephone with a wire on it, like attached to a wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just old school, man. That's like a public phone, and you maybe don't even see one anymore. But yeah, there's a phone that's attached to a wall, so there's no wireless or internet or cell phones there. Well, there's some cell phones, that's a different story. But yeah, it's like a collect call, and you say your name, and on the other end, they respond with either yes or no or press 5 or some. I forget the process now, but yeah, so you can make phone calls too. You can write letters. I love to write letters, man. I don't write too many letters anymore. I write more emails, but I stay in touch with a lot of my friends who are on the inside, and so I do write them like greeting cards and postcards, just to check in with them, maybe send them some money or some pictures, and let them know, man, that they haven't been forgotten about.
How about adjusting to like technology, like the change, like once you got out?
Yeah, you know what? It was fairly easy. I think what was more interesting than just adjusting to it. I think when you see like a little 2-year-old figure it out, like you better figure it out too at 37. So I figured it out. But I think what was more shocking was that like I now had the opportunity in my hands to call, to text, to message, to video chat, to email anyone, anywhere, whenever I wanted. And so like that was like sort of weird for me because talk about like being in a prison and not being able to ever do that unless you have a specific phone call or a visit. And so I would feel kind of weird sending people texts, like they're probably having lunch right now, like I don't want to bother them with a text message, and obviously I'll send a text at this point to anybody at any time, but initially I was like, I don't want to bother anybody, right? But because I was still sort of like maybe concerned about having just the option or the opportunity to like reach out. So yeah, that's sort of faded, but I can remember that being like something I was concerned about.
Oh, we'll be right back after these public service announcements.
Good questions, bro.
Yeah, I tend to wing it.
Yeah, no, that's cool, man.
Rock and roll's best albums haven't always been their best sellers. We bring you the best of rock's best every night at midnight Pacific on the Album Break on WPNB. Classic long players from members of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame played all the way through with virtually no interruption. Hear more than the hits from rock's greatest names. Start your day with the Album Break, 7 nights a week at midnight Pacific, only on WPMD on the Nets, where people make a difference. On most classic rock...
Get on the court and get more in your game. Go bowling with the Dean. Hosted by Dr. Gilbert Contreras, the Dean of Student Services. It happens at Cerritos College Gym from noon to 5 on Fridays every other week, with more dates to be announced after the Cerritos College basketball season ends. It's free and open to all currently enrolled Cerritos College students. All you have to do is bring your student ID. Get in shape and get your game in shape. At the same time, by ballin' with the Dean, Fridays, at Cerritos College Gym.
To fasten your seatbelt, insert the metal fittings and tighten the strap. And in the event of a sudden rush of cabin generosity, your seat cushion can be used to grant wishes. How? By donating your airline miles to Make-A-Wish. Why? Because your frequent flyer account is stuffed as fat as your carry-on. And just like the workout clothes you packed, you're never going to use all those miles. But if you donate some to Make-A-Wish, you can give wishes wings and put sick kids right where you're sitting now. No, not in seats to Newark. Seats to fun family places, breaks from treatments, doctor visits, and hospital stays, wishes to feel better, and lots of times get better too. Push your call button if you feel me. Alrighty then, well, once we reach cruising altitude, you can use your electronic device to make your pledge of miles or money to Make-A-Wish at givewisheswings.org. That's givewisheswings.org. And then move about the cabin with pride, knowing that you've made a huge difference in the life of a Make-A-Wish kid, because wishes work wonders, people.
And we're back here on the Falcon Spotlight. I'm your host, Rob Flores, and we are here live in WPMD Studios, located at Cerritos College, Norwalk, California. And I'm back here with my guest.
Hi, Rob. How you doing, man?
Pretty good, pretty good. The time just goes by so fast.
No, man. Can we extend it for like another half hour, man? I was just getting started, man.
Oh, man. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just stopping by here at Cerritos College, come check out the event going on here outside at the Falcon Square at Cerritos College. And other news as well, our radio station actually went to an award ceremony this past Saturday. It was the Intercollegiate Broadcasting System Golden Microphone Awards. And you know, we have so many great talent here at Cerritos College. I mean, check out all the other shows as well. One show got innovative finalist spot, another one for most creative finalist, another one for best sports talk show finalist, and the Cerritos College was also, our station was a finalist in the best community college radio station as well. And this show got best public affairs radio show, student radio show in America. And you know, I just want to thank you all for tuning in. This show, you know, I started off super shy. I was here in 2011. I joined, and I just have to say it's just been a learning process. We produce some of the greatest talents here, and I started off actually by being a guest on 3 different student shows, and I studied them, and I saw so many different amazing techniques that some of them used, or some of them that were known for certain great things that they did on this campus. For instance, I remember being at the studio, and I heard about a student named Tito, and Tito took the newspaper class, and he was known also for being here in the studio. And when I did my research, I found out that he used to highlight clubs of the campus, and I wanted to incorporate that, and I started with that. Started with clubs, and then grew on with student government, and then faculty, administrators, and reaching out to outside the community. And then there was another student who he was also innovative here at this college radio station, and his name was Simon de la Cruz. And Simon was so cool. Simon actually had a show, and it was called Ethnic Soul. And Ethnic Soul was a show. And what I learned from him was that he had confidence. He did a show on his own, but he really educated his audience. He took the time to type a script on the computer, which then had a program that would have what he typed said in a robotic voice. And his show theme was he was traveling on a spaceship. And he'd play each track, and it would be as if he was talking with his robot that was of his spaceship. And he'd be traveling the world, and he'd play music tracks from around the world. So the creativity, the amount of hours of planning that everybody here puts into their shows is just amazing. And then I learned from another great student here, and he did a lot on this campus, and his name was German Sanchez. And German, he did a show called Nerd Talk. And Nerd Talk was a talk show in which he would talk about comic books and all kinds of things. But what I picked up from him was I saw that he was very creative in the fact that he tried tapping into another source of viewers. He had a webcam, and he plugged it into the computer, and he thought, hey, let's try a website that live streams video. And he did video with his show, and I thought, okay, that sounds so cool, We have all kinds of creative people here in this studio, and that's the thing that I think, I just want you guys to know about this studio is that together we succeed by learning from each other. And I mean, I was inspired by all kinds of people that were here years ago. Sadly, eventually we all leave, we all move on to success, and we have to travel, we have to transfer to universities and so forth. And I'm just thankful to have, been part of the studio for all this time. And again, it's a learning process. You continue to learn. And there was another student who I want to acknowledge as well. He was a previous broadcasting club president here. His name was Gildardo Aquino, but better known as Demo, a DJ, and he's actually now with K-Day. And Demo had years of experience. He started off even with like DJing and stuff, but I'd ask him tips, and it's a learning process. And again, I encourage you to listen to WPMD, listen to all the shows, and come by and visit, check out our studio, because it's pretty cool. And now back to our show here. I'm just excited to be here.
It sounds like it, man.
Okay.
Let me just jump in, Rob, and say, at first I was thinking, oh man, he's gonna announce and he's gonna retire.
No,
He's gonna stop working here.
I'm still gonna be here.
Okay, don't scare me, man.
Oh, this has been home. This is home, and will continue to be home. But yeah, I do want to acknowledge those that came before me, because if it wasn't for them, the inspiration, for some of the cool things that just stood out to me, I learned from them. I remember, sometimes when you have a class and you just want to kill time, I actually came here and I'd listen to people's shows. And like I said, Simon, when I had a day, it was a Tuesday. I remember that semester. I don't know why, but I wanted to have a 3-day schedule instead of a 4-day schedule. And I had a time gap. I literally had to kill 5 hours. And so I stayed in the studio, and I got to listen in on his show. He actually let me go ahead and sit in the studio with him while he was doing that show where he was talking to his, spaceship robot. And that was very creative. I had never seen something like that before. I tell you, the typing, whatever program he used, that was, unheard of to me at first. I never seen that, and it was cool, very creative. And again, I encourage you to listen. But yeah, I keep on talking about the studio, but we are the best. But yeah, how do you like it so far being here?
I think it's great, man. I think the students. Sorry, Rob. I'm not sure who you were asking that question. But it's only me and you, so I guess it has to be me, man. It's you know what, my son came here to Cerritos College, and I've heard of Cerritos College my entire life, man. And I've never been here, but it's a great campus. It's a beautiful campus, and it's not too far from the freeway, which helps, man. But yeah, I mean, besides the campus, Rob, I mean, thank you for the invitation. It's great to be here, man. Actually, you know, we have a mutual friend, my cousin, Martin Chavez, who's a security guard, who's at Lynwood, at the Lynwood Unified School District. You know, he's a mentor to me. He's a guy who I've always looked up to, and his girlfriend, maybe fiance now, Jackie Espinosa, who's also a community leader. I'm happy that, you know, through people, you're talking about, you know, how people motivate you and people connect you and people, you know, move you forward. You know, these are two people, Jackie and Martin, who in my own life have been the example that I wanted to mimic, and you know, here we are because of them. They're able to put us together, you know, and so yeah, so you know, a little shout out. Do people still give shout outs, man?
Oh yeah,
or dedications? Can I dedicate a song to somebody or what, man?
Oh, go ahead.
I don't have one, man. Sorry. I'm gonna dedicate a song to Martin Chavez, man. Let me see. He likes old cars, man. What kind of car? Maybe like the Duke of Earl. The Duke of Earl. He might like that song, man. Who knows? That's all that came to mind, man.
Cool. Yeah, they mentioned you, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. I didn't even Google you yet. I was like, okay. I just heard, you know, about you work for with an organization and you get involved, and I thought, oh yeah, definitely, you know. And I welcome, you know, highlighting community organizations as well and stuff, and just I want my audience to learn about all kinds of things. And, you know, together we learn, me and my audience.
Yeah. You know what? It's great, man. I mean, I mean, I'm on a campus a lot, you know, since I've been home, but the energy on a campus is the best, man. And to know, Rob, that, you know, these are young minds, or just minds, and you could be any age. I'm 42 years old, going to school, so you can be at school at any age in your life, and you can learn, and you can even not only learn, but you can, you know, change your ideas. You know, maybe you thought a certain way about the criminal justice system or about any topic, but then you hear stories like the one that I'm sharing today about how the system fails people. If it's people of color, if it's people who don't get a fair shake throughout the system, maybe that might change people to think a little bit differently about it. You know, to say, you know what, maybe if I was really, you know, maybe lock them up and throw away the key attitude, maybe you realize that maybe the people you're sort of sending away, there might be other ways of resolving those issues. And so I hope that today's, you know, my time here on campus and talking to you, Rob, which has been a pleasure, you know, can help people, you know, be more compassionate and open-minded than to do what's easy and just say, get out of here, reject them, get them out of my face, and send them away, which is not fair, man. You know, there's so many things that are maybe are factors in people's lives that maybe move them in this direction, that make them sort of outsiders, and so we should be compassionate, man, and say, you know, what's really happening here.
Oh wow! You won't believe who I see outside right now.
What do you see, man?
You see the guy with the hat and the glasses right there?
Oh yeah. Who's that?
He is a Hall of Famer of the Disc Jockey Hall of Fame.
We need to get him in here.
Ray Martinez, and I remember talking to him because
wait a minute, which one? Where's he at?
The one with the vest thing.
Oh yeah, the little funny hat.
He said he was a student here from the radio station years ago, and I was just so inspired by his story. I know he's out there, but I was amazed. You know, he's an inspiration. I heard about how when he was a student here at Cerritos College, one of the things that he would say is, you know, I'm gonna interview Muhammad Ali somehow, some way, and he bumped into Muhammad Ali, and he was able to get an audio, of him. You know, he said, like a one-liner, but still, what a great accomplishment as a student. Ray Martinez, I don't know if you can hear me, but your inspiration, he's out there. He's out there right now. Ray Martinez, right there, Disc Jockey Hall of Fame.
I'm gonna meet the guy after I leave, man.
Oh yeah.
Hey Rob, you know what? You're a great multitasker, man. Here you are hosting the show and looking out the window and getting a weather update, man. But there he is. I'm looking right at the guy.
Yeah.
Ray Martinez.
Yeah, Ray Martinez. Sometimes he goes by Raymar.
Raymar. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a cool name.
Wow, that's really something. He's got an inspirational story.
He has a crowd. He's moving the crowd and talking to people.
I remember he also mentioned another story where he was working for a company, and these guys were like, I have this boxer. I want to get him into the Olympics.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if it's from his country or from here in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, you know what? I can help you get there. And all of a sudden, he just started, networking around for that boxer, and he was
Right.
able to get him to be part of the Olympics.
Wow.
Big inspiration. Here at WPMD, we continue to produce and have produced great talent that have moved on to great things. But we are down to our final minute of the show. It goes by so fast. But thank you for taking the time to be here on the Falcon Spotlight. You have any closing remark?
I think you said it all, man. I'm gonna meet this guy. Is it Sal Martinez?
Ray Martinez.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ray Martinez.
Yeah.
Martinez. Bro, listen better, man. I'm gonna meet that guy, man. You motivated me, Rob, to stay sharp, man, and actually listen better. I should have had the guy's name down. But thank you, everybody out there, for having me, and I'm looking forward to coming back.
Thank you very much. Until next time, folks, remember you can email me at robert06flores@gmail.com or look for my fan page, Cerritos College Falcon Spotlight. Until next time, folks.
That was fun, bro. Thank you, man.
Oh, yeah.